really cool reading. Decided to do a charm reading today. I am recording this at the end of April 2023, and this is an intended reading for Beltane, which is like May Day, May 1st, and to focus on that, but also talk about one of my favorite movies. The movie's called Brigadoon, and I don't know why when I started to think about it, my guys were encouraging me to talk about this movie, and I found it very interesting and strange that they would encourage me to talk about this movie. But that's what the theme is going to be for our reading today. And yeah, so before I jump in, I do want to check my audio really quickly. Actually, just a second. Hopefully, you guys can hear me. There we go. Before I jump in, I do want to remind everybody that I am still offering private readings. I do have some holes in my schedule, so if you want to get a private reading this weekend or this week, just please send a payment and email me, let me know the good day and time. And obviously, my readings, I try to book as many people as I possibly can in a short period of time. But if I'm recording a lot, I may not be able to get to it immediately, but I'm trying my best to schedule as fast as I can. So, and of course, if you'd like to donate, you can donate. The links are all in the description box below. So like I woke up today and it was just a very strange vibe. Like I felt like the spring vibe really, really intensely. And for those of you who have never seen the movie Brigadoon, I want to talk about that first because most people, like, it's an old movie. It's from 1954. It's with Gene Kelly. It's actually a really funny movie for those of you who haven't seen it. Brigadoon is a really funny movie, but it has some interesting themes. And I think the reason my guides wanted me to talk about it was because of the theme, basically. And like I was thinking today, I was like, love is in the air, spring is in the air. And the spring is this energy where there's like this kind of like opening or like a regeneration of life. And to me, that's sort of the same energy of love, where it just kind of pops. It kind of just kind of opens up. It's unexpected. It's not like so, oh hey Dave. It's not so I don't know, predictable, but the spring energy is very regenerative. And, the concept of the movie, like the plot of the movie, I'm not going to go into the whole thing, but basically, there's this like little town in Scotland that basically only appears for one day out of 100 days. And so like the main characters stumble across this Brigadoon, and they found it on the one day that it actually appeared to them. Okay, that was visible. And the crazy thing is that they go about like life like normal, and the main characters end up falling in love, and then one of the main characters leaves, and they go back. Like he leaves and he's like, okay, I'm gonna marry somebody else, but then he goes back because he feels like a calling, like he feels like he should, like he really truly loves like one of the main characters, and decides he goes back. And then so like Brigadoon wasn't there, and they're like, okay, well, we're gonna give up on this, like we're never gonna see this person. And then all of a sudden it appears because the way the Brigadoon works is you can see it. Basically, you can see it if there's true love. You can see it if there's love. So, like if you really love somebody who lives there, kind of thing. And like the whole, I don't know, meaning of it is about how when you love somebody, anything is really possible. And I talked a little bit about these kinds of things in some of my readings recently. And I was like, that's interesting that this is coming up today, though. And I don't know why, but I'm here to talk about that. that I don't know, it's just a theme, that I find it interesting that, like, okay, in every spring, basically it's like the same thing. It's like this regeneration, like spring appears, all these flowers appear and all the leaves appear, and it's just part of the program, and it's part of the program that I really enjoy. I think everybody else does. I think everybody else feels it too. And to me, it's the same thing. It's like the Brigadoon story is kind of about, it's like springtime. It's like it happens kind of when you're not expecting it, and when it's real or when it's true, then when it's real, when it's true. So I don't know. I just think it's a cool movie. Those of you who want to check it out, please let me know in the comments if you do end up watching it. It's from 1954. I mean, like, it's a musical. You could skip the musical parts, but I find it so interesting. I find it so applicable, actually, because I think oftentimes, like, we're in relationships to people that we just are maybe on autopilot for, or like think of it in a certain way, and we're not really showing up in an authentic way. I don't feel like I meet a lot of people that are like, yeah, I'm with my partner and we fell in love and it's true love, and I don't know, like, I meet a lot of people that have very interesting, like, cohabitating lifestyles, where they're more like roommates, or they have kids together, or they have some kind of religious foundation. I grew up in that kind of a household where my parents had a strong, like, religious foundation, so it was basically their whole relationship was based on religion. And of course they loved each other, but there was just a strong religious factor there. So I don't know. I just wanted the Brigadoon movie to be kind of a theme today. The idea of I don't know, when something calls to you, like, when I say calls, like, when you think about something a lot, to me that can be calling. When something calls to you, when you vibe with something, when you resonate with something, to me that's how you know it's real, because you're resonating with it, you're vibing with it. Um, if you leave it, the funny thing is, I always used to say, and I don't know why I haven't said this, if you leave something and then you really want to go back to it, that's also part of the calling. That's how you really know too. So I always used to say, you got to leave to come back, because you don't really know what you had until you don't have it anymore. So I feel like there's a lot of interesting things, that I talk a lot about in my videos. I talk a lot about how people always want to know, is he going to come back, or is she going to come back, or are we going to get back together? They always want to know about, yeah, like, this energy of, there's all this energy of missing somebody. There's this energy of no longer being in union. Like, there's a lot of twin flame stuff which just talks about union, and union is really when you come together with a partner and you're really on the same page. There's a lot of fascination in that. So message me in the comments, let me know what you guys think as far as this theme. But yeah, like, spring just kind of appears. It's slow to coming, but it kind of appears. It is kind of like Brigadoon, a little bit. But anyways, I'm gonna pull some charms. Let's see what I get. I'm going to tell you guys something here that I feel like you got to work on your energy. I feel like your energy, for some of you, is just depleted. I actually feel like it's interesting that I was kind of called to talk about Brigadoon and the spring energy and, like, regeneration and this energy of, like, kind of coming back, or this energy of, like, coming and going, because I feel like for some of you, you're just I want to say the words burnt out. And you need to regenerate. There's something about needing to regenerate. We do have this, it's like a ring that has like it's one of those rings that, it doesn't fit me. It has like a little bow on it. This ring is double, and this is how I know that there's more than one person in a relationship. You may be dating more than one person. If you're interested in someone, they most likely have somebody else as well. I also feel like there's an energy of like someone that maybe you broke off a relationship with. Two, that's showing up. I feel like, so like the energy of like an ex is like around still. You might still be talking to an ex as well. I feel like that's possible. You know, in the charms, I was kind of hoping to see a little bit more mystical, magical energy. Which is interesting because, you know, we're talking, the theme is Brigadoon, and it's very mystical, it's very magical. It's like that springtime energy, you know, all the flowers popping out. You guys gotta do something. I don't know what. Actually, I'll tell you. You've got to go to the store and get some tulips or daffodils or some flowers for your house or your apartment. First and foremost, number one, you got to do that. Number two is this is gonna sound strange, but and of course this is the Brigadoon theme, and you know there's dancing and there's singing, but you got to dance. Got to turn on some music and dance. And the funny thing is, the Mayday, the Beltane energy is about dancing. It's about dancing around a fire. It's, you know, letting go and releasing all of the heaviness from winter. It's embracing like the sun energy of, you know, going into the future of the summertime, kind of getting excited about the sun energy again. You know, that energy of, but you know, that higher vibrational energy of like abundance and the energy of, you know, like excitement. I'm going to tell you that I feel like some of you are not excited about life right now. I don't know why. Like, it's just like I don't know if it's you're bored or if you're just not excited or what the heck is going on, but it just feels so like blah. Like weird, drear, like. I almost don't know what to make of it, guys. Like, we did have your saving graces, the rose quartz did come out for this reading. But I feel like some of you are like really tied down into something. It could be, you know, a relationship. It could be debts. It could be bills. It could be responsibilities. I feel like people are not, like in this reading, like nobody's having any fun. And there is conflict because we have the tomahawk here showing up. The tomahawk to me is conflict. So you got to avoid people at this time that are going to trigger you. This is not a time to get involved in like any kind of heated argument or conflict. This is not the time for that. And I feel like personally, some of you have some drama in your life where there's conflict, there's drama. Some of you, this is going to sound really strange, but like I feel like some of you are blocking your potential, yourself, like you're blocking it, like you're afraid of your potential. Because we have this blank rune, and there's these like pieces here. To me, this is like some stone pieces. And on the other side of that is we have this peace energy. So to me, it's like, you know, it's like you're on one side here, just kind of, for some of you maybe like are just kind of laying low, or like you're just trying to get through. You're not really too active. Others, it's just like you want things to either remain the same, or you're just not willing to allow this potential to happen. There's a potential thing here, and I don't know what it is. For some, you don't even want love to happen. Yeah, I say that, and we got the I carry my heart in your heart. Some of you don't even want love to happen. You're like, no, yeah, no, I don't want it to happen. We also have the rose quartz heart here. So, I feel like, okay, and I'm just gonna say this. I feel like everything that I'm pulling is the opposite of what you want. Everything that I'm pulling. So it's almost like if we're looking at the energy like it's an onion, what you want is at the center of the onion, and you've got all these layers on the outside. You're the core of the onion, and these layers we're just trying to peel back the layers of like what the F is going on with your life. And it just feels like, I feel like what you really want, what you truly want, like is in your heart space. You really need to look at that and say, okay, what is it that I truly want? What is in my heart space to do? I feel like some of you could make a lot of excuses to me. I'm seeing and hearing a lot of excuses of why you don't do certain things. You know, like for some, it's why you don't like maybe spend more time with your kids, or why, you know, you're unhappy, or why you don't have maybe as much stability or finances as you would like. For some, or why, you know, you're still in contact with an ex, or why your, you know, love life is moving so slowly. It just feels like there is so many excuses of like what's going on here. So either, and I'm just going to say this, either you really want to control it in the sense that like you want the control, like you want to block it. You want to block things so that you can control what you allow in. Or you're not really understanding how love works. So like Brigadoon, I want everybody to watch Brigadoon. Okay, I'm serious. Like the more I read, the more I'm like, everybody needs to watch Brigadoon. Okay, because this is gonna make sense to you, I think, after you watch it. So essentially, they stumble across this village that only appears one day out of 100 years. And that to me is the equivalent of love. Love is not where you walk down the street and there's 10 people lined up ready for you. Love is not where you have the ability or the the ability to get married and live happily ever after multiple times. It just, like, for most people, that's not how it works. And so to me, love is unexpected. Love is a surprise. Love is you stumbling across a person that you weren't expecting to love or to fall in love with, but you do. It's that 1 in 100 chance. I don't know, like it's making me emotional because it's I feel like for many of you, like it's hard for you because you want it to be a certain way, or maybe it has not had that 1 in 100 hasn't happened. I used to have this card. I still have this card in my deck that I made, my own tarot deck, and I haven't read from it in a long time. But I put it away, and I was sort of looking at it recently, and I was like, there's a lot of improvements that I want to make to it. But the thing about it is, it's just the one card I said, you know, there's two actually. There's 1 in a million where you meet somebody and they are everything you ever wanted. That's the 1 in a million. And then there's the 1 in a million card that talks about meeting somebody and they are in another relationship to somebody else. and there is nothing that you can do. Some people wait. Some people will wait a long time to be with that person that they consider to be their one in a million. But since that time, since I made that deck, I truly believe, and the more I look at, relationships and read for people, the more that I really understand that it's the 1 in 100 surprise that you that you meet somebody and it turns out that they're, it's different than what you're expecting it to be, but it's better than what you expected it to be. I feel like for some people, I am talking to people that either have some crazy high standards or unrealistic expectations of love, or they are not able to necessarily move on from things that weren't really working, or they're not really able to disconnect or to disconnect from the drama and and embrace something better. I truly believe that the universe, and I'm just going to say this, and this is really hard for most people to hear, and I know that it's probably not what you want to hear, but I think that for most of us, if you haven't met 1 in 100, the surprise, the person that you're not expecting to meet, the person that's not, you just don't control it, you end up meeting someone and having a relationship with them, and it's not at the perfect time, it's not at the perfect place, it's not a perfect relationship, and it's not planned on it. If you haven't, then most relationships that you're going to have are karmic. Most people don't really understand that. And I think the frustration is that we're meant to believe that everyone we meet is supposed to be that 1 in a million person, everything we ever wanted, or that 1 in a million person. We start to believe that we meet someone and they're that 1 in a million, but they are with somebody else. So I don't know, there's 3 categories that I would say today's reading is really talking about. Talking about meeting someone by surprise, not controlling it, not trying to control it, there is a lack of perfection there, and it's not what you're expecting. It may not even be ultimately what you're wanting, and it may not work out, but that's how love is. And you'll know that it's real when somebody comes back, or when somebody gets called back into your life, for some, for the realness, for that real connection. And that's very rare, because most people come back, but they don't come back for the right reasons. They come back because they want to sleep with you again, to be honest with you. That's what's really what's up. I want to see what Dave has to say. Wait a minute. Dave says hi. What did you, Dave, you wrote on some other things, but I can't read. What else did you write, Dave? You said you were single, and then what? Dave said something. I missed what he said. Oh, well. So there's 3 categories. There's the surprise meeting of someone who is a match for you. And then there's the 1 in a million, which is everything you ever wanted. And then there's the 1 in a million, which is everything you ever wanted, but you can't be with them because they're with somebody else. And I also want to say, too, here, that there's a strong energy of what I call the Smith card. Sex and the City, where Samantha and Smith, she went off and slept with other people, and he, kind of basically sat and waited for her. Sat and watched, basically. Not watched, but waited, basically, I should say, waited for her. So that could be something, too. I'm single, not trying to answer. Super low. Yeah. Dave, you got to work on your energy. You got to bring your energy back up. Okay, you got to get back into your vibe. You got to get your mojo back. Dave, you gotta, I want to say, exercise. Exercise gives everybody energy, so go for like a little jog down the street, even if it's like 2 minutes. Just be like, okay, I'm just gonna just go for a little jog, and see, like you gotta get your energy back up. I also want to tell you, like, if you have a favorite place, that the universe, to me, it's like, in order for there to be a match with your energy, you kind of have to be in a place that you are, that you love. So if you're unhappy, or let's just say there's a place, where you live. I don't know, it's a city, or maybe it's a rural area, it doesn't matter. That you really, where you love, that you really love. It could be like a shop, a local shop, or maybe, it's a little place you go and get, coffee, or go and do things, or it could be any place. I have favorite places where I live, here, and one of them is the library, and there's other places too that I really vibe. And so, like, let's just say hypothetically, you were going to be in a favorite place, your energy is going to be better for meeting somebody, because it's a match. You're in your zone, you're in a place which you really like, and so in order to attract love, you have to be in a better place, physically, literally, yes. If you're in a place where you're not happy, or in a place where your vibe is low, then it's really hard to attract love. It's really hard to attract a person, because your energy is low. So I want to say that some of you do need to go for a swim also. You have the whale, it's the whale charm. And the whale charm, to me, is, it's the story of, it's interesting. And to me, it's a story of someone, getting into a relationship with someone, falling in love, and then for whatever reason breaking up. And then not really fully, totally being, like remembering that person, like, and then like maybe getting a tattoo with their name or something, like that person being like a key part of their life at that time, or just remembering that person really fondly. Like, it's hard to break up with people, because a lot of times we just get burned, because everybody just gets too burned to, like, to really, we just can't take our exes with us into the future. Basically, we just can't. But like, there is something really sweet about this whale card, and I truly feel like a lot of times when you go for a swim, it just like takes away the noise. Like, when you're underwater, it's like there's no noise, there's no like outside static, there's no interference, there's no like nothing. It's just quiet. And I feel like for some of you, you need to go for it, because it's gonna help raise your vibration. I would tell you to take a bath, but I feel like it's more of like, going to a pool. And I know some of you are gonna be like, I don't like the chlorine. Again, I feel like this reading actually has more excuses. Like, I can feel like the pushback on my suggestions more than other readings, which is exciting, because I know that what I'm saying is true. I know that what I'm saying, when there's pushback, when there's resistance, that's when I know it's real. That's when I know I'm on track here, okay? Yeah, like, there needs to be excitement. Okay, so I'm going to put these charms back. I'm going to start all over again. I'm going to see if we can shake things up, and if maybe I can get other messages. But I'm telling you right now, yeah, you gotta shake your booty and dance, and like dance it off, and get ready to get ready for the springtime. Get ready for new things. Get ready for, for some of you need to go buy some new things. So like, it's going and buying some new clothes, going and buying some new makeup, whatever it is, anything that's going to really get your I'm being Michelle, there's a woman that's just jogging by, and her energy after she goes jogging is going to be really high. Here we go. We shook this up. I'm not vibing this reading, guys. I don't know what the heck is going on here. I'm not vibing it. You guys got to like read some books, you know, and really get into your creativity, and do stuff that's gonna like revitalize you. I feel like I'm one of those spiritual, like I have those things, you know, Grey's Anatomy, that I forget the shock things. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? They shock you, like a person's about to die. I can't do it because I'm holding the camera, but like, you know, they put those shock things on you, and then the person comes back to life. You know what I'm talking about? That's kind of what I feel like I'm doing today. I feel like I'm giving you that you know, like that push to like go do stuff. Yeah, I'm not vibing in any. You know, you're gonna have to be. You know, there's something that you're fixing or that you're going to be fixing. Could be fixing around your apartment. It doesn't matter what it is, but I feel like you're going to be fixing something. And to me, it's practical. So it could be your car, it could be something in your house. I feel like you're fixing stuff. But I don't know, this reading feels like a snooze, guys. Why is it a snooze? Everybody's like hit the snooze button. Yeah, you need to get out of you gotta get out of there, Dave. I feel like you're just not happy there. My guys are showing me that you do have friends in spirit, whether you know it or not. And you can always call in spirit for help, even though if they're not listening, you may feel that they're not listening, but I feel like you can call in spirit for help. I feel like for some of you, you do need help. There's a little life preserver here, so you might be asking somebody for a loan or some money or like something for help. But okay, so what I'd like is everybody to actually start to visualize something good happening in their life, like right now. What would be something good happening in their life right now? We're gonna do a test. We're gonna do a little test. It could be small, it could be large. Maybe it's, you know, I don't know, finding unexpected money in the mail. That's always good, right? So let's visualize getting some extra money in the mail. Or maybe getting an unexpected tax refund. Those are always good. Or bumping into someone that you know that maybe you haven't talked to in a while and having a fun conversation, or deciding, okay, you're gonna go out and hang out, you know, at like a coffee shop somewhere and just have a good talk. You gotta visualize, okay, guys? So, Dave, I want you to visualize, okay? Visualize something good happening. This is a test, okay? I want you to visualize something good happening. And I'm going to shake my charms, and I'm going to see if something good pops out. We have to really work on this, guys. I'm serious. Because if we don't work on this, then you guys are going to be in the doldrums. And it's springtime. And the funny thing is, see again, going back to Brigadoon, things happen in the springtime that you're not expecting. There's a regenerative quality about the springtime. So right when you're at the blear drear and you're like, I can't take it anymore, life sucks too bad, you know what I mean? That's when the surprise happens. That's when you stumble across Brigadoon. Okay, Hey Dave, did you visualize? Did you visualize what I'm talking about? Did you see it in your head, something good happening? I'm really hoping you did. For those of you who are watching later in time, I want you to visualize something good happening. I don't care what it is. Maybe for those of you who want to get pregnant, imagine yourself, taking a pregnancy test. For those of you who like want to meet somebody new, imagine bumping into your Mr. or Mrs. Ray on the street somewhere someday. Like seriously, like just imagine something good happening. It doesn't matter what it is. You don't even have to tell me what it is. You can write in the comments if you want. Maybe write it down. Be like, on 4/30/2023, I imagined getting a check in the mail. On 5/1/2023, I imagined meeting my Mr. or Mrs. Right. Bumping into them on the street somewhere, going for a walk with my dog. Maybe they have a dog. Maybe the dogs became friends, and maybe you became friends, and then suddenly, there's your Mr. or Mrs. Right. Okay. Interesting, guys. Okay, so the charms have budged slightly, not a lot, but they have budged. I actually got similar charms. So I actually pulled out the ring, and I pulled out the axe, and I pulled out these broken amethysts, but I did pull out one of the money charms, which is, it's like a little token coin. So those of you who did think about manifesting money or something good regarding money, I feel like that will shift for you. Those of you who imagine something to do with relationships, or something coming to fruition regarding a relationship, or coming to fruition regarding like maybe a new opportunity. It could be like a new job, or it could be like something that needs to blossom. It's like I love peonies for this reason, because peonies are like a very tight bud, and then you don't even know like when it's gonna happen, then suddenly it's like poof, they totally expand. And like you go into the grocery store, and like you're like you don't expect it to happen, you just walk by and then poof, and that's this butterfly charm that I have. This used to symbolize blossoming, expansion, growth and expansion. A time in my life where it used to represent a time in my life where I was going to feel very, very full. That I was not going to feel so empty. That I was going to feel a kind of abundance or fullness. That I could go and do things, and I could make things, and I could grow things, and I wasn't so restricted. I wasn't so like the tight peony, just kind of waiting to blossom. And to me, this is this charm, more than any other charm, is about blossoming. And I'm actually really happy this came out now, because this whole reading is about the springtime. It's about how love happens unexpectedly. And with love, really anything is possible. If it's true, or if it's real, if it's authentic. And some of you have the powers of manifestation. You just need to start really working on it, visualizing it every single day. Because the more you're in resistance to like whatever, and the more you just focus on your lower vibration, it's not going to happen. But when you start to visualize something good happening, then it starts to shift. And it's a small shift. And these might seem small, like small things. These actually might be very big to you. And like when things manifest, and like I've done a lot of work on myself, like when I work on my manifestations, when things happen, it's very personal, because a lot of times it's like small things, that'll happen. And, you know, last year it was just, you know, Dave, it was my electric bill that I needed to have happen. And, you know, there have been times, and I'm trying to ask my friend Sam, who, you know, where I just needed to do my laundry. I just needed the $17 to do my laundry. And those things came through. And, you know, so some of you have some very personal things. And those things might be small, but they also might be big. But they're personal to you, in the sense that, like, there's things that you need to happen or want to have happen, or just, you know, you're trying to manifest. And to me, those are the wins, because it's not like, you know, I don't know how to explain it. It's not like globally we all need to just do our laundry. Like, there's people that are on just completely different page. You know, there's certain things that they want, and they're like next level. You know what I'm saying? Maybe they're trying to manifest a boat, or they're trying to manifest a new airplane. You know what I mean? It's not, they don't care about doing the laundry. They send that out. You know, they just don't even care. But like, for somebody who has some like more personal dreams and more personal like goals and wants and wishes, it's that much more meaningful when it comes to pass, and that much more meaningful when it actually happens, and when you're actually able to manifest it. So I would tell you, even if it's really small, even if it's just you trying to manifest doing laundry, or even if it's just you trying to manifest, I don't know, $100, still focus on it and think of something good, and continue to work on thinking of something good. Okay, I'm going to pull out one last little bit here to see if we've shifted. We are shifting, but like tiny little increments. Okay, so I did pull out this bear charm, which I've talked about before. This is one of my favorite charms, and this bear charm to me did not come out in the original reading. There's other stuff that came out in the original reading where I was telling you that the vibe was really low. And the bear charm to me is learning about what love really is. Like, I learned about love from a dog, from a golden retriever. I learned how it felt. I learned about love from some white roses that I got that I was making medicinal tincture out of. I learned how it felt, the energy, the vibe of love. And so the beautiful thing about this bear charm is that you're going to be learning how it feels to be in love, or how it feels to really love someone. And the beauty of this also, it comes at times and through beings in spirit, and through animals, and through plants, and in ways that are so unexpected, that you just, you know, need to stay open to love, and open to this alternative way of looking at relationships, at love, at life. Some of you may get like a new puppy or a new dog. I'm seeing that, I saw that like when it first came out. I feel like it's going to be a new dog or a new puppy. Some of you maybe already did. Maybe you have a new pet. But to me, this is in some way what you need. It's, to me, if you get like a dog, I feel like it's going to kind of fill the spots in your energy that feel empty, or that feel unlovable. It's going to heal you in a lot of ways. So I definitely encourage you to do that. And it's going to teach you a lot about what love actually is. Because again, we have all these crazy ideas about what love is. And the fact that this bear came out, to me, is a very positive sign. Some of you, well, there's two things. One is that there's some things that are going to be happening this fall. Specifically, there's a thing about timing this fall, and I don't I feel like it's gonna be kind of a surprise. Like at first I was not getting a read on whether it's good or bad, but I actually feel like it's gonna be kind of a surprise, and it's actually gonna surprise you in a really good way. I feel like either you're going to feel like really stable or really secure or like really like um, things have shifted in a really positive way in the fall or by the fall. Um, I feel like there's a lot of work that you guys need to do on your mental health. To me, it's mental health focus at this time. I do feel like some of you are, missing somebody very much who's passed away. That passed away because of mental health issues. And I do feel that those of you who lost a parent, they are around in spirit as well. And to me, like it's almost as if my guides are showing me like the person. I feel like if you lost a parent, I feel like they were like the person that was closest to you. There's something here about like, and I've seen this before, but when we lose the person that's closest to us, it hits the hardest. It just makes it just so hard to not feel like we're just so like we're drifting and like there's nothing. Like it's sort of like, no, I don't know, for those of you who are familiar with Clark Gable, he was a very famous actor back in the day, okay? And I think it was in the 40s or 30s and 40s. And I think it was when he lost Carol Lombard. Like he and Carol Lombard were like a very famous couple. And he lost Carol Lombard, and afterward he felt like he was just like unconsolable, kind of like just adrift, just totally adrift. And like there's nothing that anybody could say. It's almost like you just kind of go blank. Like everything just kind of feels numb. Like life doesn't really mean anything after, when somebody is close to you passes. It's just like there's this weird disconnect with the world. Like somebody could show up and be like, "Hi, I have the best pizza. Do you want to have a piece?" And you're like, "No, I really don't even care." The best things could happen to you, but then it doesn't really matter because, if you lose the person closest, you're not able to share it. So it just feels kind of like this numb thing. You feel kind of lost. You feel like you're not even there. You feel like it just, I don't know. And I tell people this all the time. It's the two things that really helped me through my grief process was mint. So you can get some mint tea or buy a mint plant or get some mint seeds. It literally rejuvenated me. And green chili peppers. You could do chili peppers in general, but it was the green chili peppers that I really got my taste buds back. I lost my sense of taste. Like it was like everything just kind of shut down. And I don't know if that was because my body was like in such a physical state of shock, or that was because I just I don't know, like my body just I couldn't taste anything. And it was the green chili peppers that really brought me back. And I think chili peppers are like happiness. I really like the energy of peppers. I've just in general, like as a spiritual, like a plant that provides a lot of happiness. And chili peppers, it's gonna sound funny, are like in my psychic journey, one of the only plants that I could really hear. And I noticed this when I worked at this this nursery, and one summer I had planted like all of these chili pepper plants in the garden. And I walked by one day and I was like, I thought I heard some like music. Like I thought I heard some like singing. And I realized that it was coming from the plants. And then later I found out that, all plants sing. And I did not know that. But to me, it was the first time, it was the first time I could actually hear it. And I thought that was really cool. Okay, guys. Okay. Stubborn. You guys are stubborn. Resistant. Controlling. Actually, the funny thing is that I'm really, even though it's frustrating, what you don't see, and I'll tell you this right now, what you don't see is that it's really hard to see ourselves as being kind of stuck when we are, like, or being kind of stubborn or resistant when we are. Like, I can easily point it out, but you might not see it. But also at the same time, we get into these modes of thinking that this is how life is always going to be, or thinking this is how, if life is crappy, like this is how it's always going to be. And that's part of the stubbornness. It's this resistance. I'm really enjoying it, though, actually. I don't know why it's making me laugh, and it's just entertaining for me. Partly because I'm stubborn myself, and I've gone through periods of life where I'm just really, really stubborn. Like, really, really, really. And those are the times I know that I feel very vulnerable to life, that I'm not happy, that, like, I have to work really hard on staying open, staying flexible, staying patient. I have to work really, really hard on not taking my upset out on people. I have to work really, really hard about, working on my feminine side. And I'm wearing my, I call it my frumpy. It's a frumpy, flowery dress today, and I never wear dresses. I think of it as like, it's a total frump. It's a total frumpy dress. But I was really inspired because I was like, okay, I'm going to do this reading, and hopefully, a little bit of a little flower power goes a long way. But yeah, so some of you need to work on being open, staying open when you really want us to be shut, being patient when you really want to shut things down, apologizing when you need to apologize, and work on being like, okay, I know that I'm being stubborn about this, or I know that, like, I'm being resistant about this, and just saying, you know what, I'm just gonna, like, say out loud, I offer no resistance to the universe helping me. I offer no resistance to money coming to me. I offer no resistance to meeting somebody new. Because if you're in a place of resistance, then most likely the reason you haven't met somebody, if you wanted to know, the reason you haven't met somebody is because you're trying to control it. Because you're not open to it. You don't want it. It's like when you're resistant, it's like telling the quantum field that you're closed. The shop is closed. And we don't want that. Not if you truly are. And I truly believe, and some people will tell me, okay, some people will say that they don't want to have any relationships, but it's the best thing for them. Have you ever met a person who was really, truly unhappy when they were in love? No. When somebody's in love, it makes everything better. And what did I pull? Here we go. We pulled the rose. There we go. It is confirmation, okay? Today I wanted to pull, aside from the charms, I wanted to pull from this illustrated herbiary deck, which I have, which is, all flowers and herbs and stuff. And I pulled the rose. It's all about love today. It's all about love today. It just makes me smile. The thing about the rose is that, and this is the truth about everything, is that in the seeds, okay, of plants, basically it holds all of the programming for their fullest potential. So the thing about love is that it has potential no matter what. So like you meet somebody and it has the ability to go wherever you want it to go, even if it doesn't, you know? Um, yes. Okay, so finally we're getting somewhere here, guys. We got the vervain also, and this is Let Magic In. To me, again, this is going to be my final card here, I think, for this reading. It's to me, the challenge is the Brigadoon story. It's letting in the magic of a relationship or of life. It's like they said in my rune book. It's sort of like there's one part in it. I don't remember exactly what the quote is, but it's sort of like letting the winds of heaven dance between you, letting things play out, being open to the positive energy and the positive things and the something good, the some things good that are going to come to you today, or the some things good that you're working on manifesting. To me, this is the magic that I was hoping to see today, but I'm actually glad that I got to see some of this resistance, because some of you have boundaries that you're going to need to work on letting down if you want to let love in, if you want good things to happen. And so the story of the Brigadoon is he goes to Scotland, and that the town appears to him, and he didn't go into it thinking, you know what, I don't want to get married, I don't want to have kids, I don't want to have blah 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 blah, I don't want to meet anybody, da da da. He didn't go into that. He didn't go into it resistant. He went in not knowing what he was going to get, number one. Number two, he went in actually in another relationship. And he went in and he wasn't in resistance. He just let it happen. And he fell in love. And it was real. And it was proved to him that was real because she called to him. Like there was something about her that he just loved. And he took her with him, like the energy of her with him when he went back. And to me, it's we carry other people's energy when we go places. And we can get called to other people very easily if we're paying attention to that other energy. So there's something really beautiful about that. Yeah. So those three, I'm really hoping you guys take away those three things. Approaching relationships in life without the resistance. Approaching it like there's going to be a surprise. Approach it like, like you're going to let it happen. And just go with it and allow yourself to go with it. And I think that for the people that are watching is really the hardest part. I do want to say that there are some relationships that are absolutely not meant for you, that are absolutely meant for other people. For whatever reason, they have soul contracts, they have karma, whatever. We all want to learn something from each person. Each person is like going to school, like a class. And it's not intended to be most of the time where, you get your way and you get everything you want out of it. It's intended for you to learn something from it. So that to me is a hard part. And I think that's where we start to become resistant because we're like, well, we just want to have what we want. But at the same time, there is beauty in letting this magic in. And I will tell you that this is the springtime. This is Brigadoon time, where you allow you allow love to happen, and you allow good things in your life, and you start to work on manifesting better. And I'm happy to see that some of you are going to be manifesting more money than you're expecting. Yeah, you do, Dave. You do. Some of you are going to be maybe cooking, because we have a little plate here. It's a little china plate. And I would like to see that, because there's something about food, maybe going out for a drink, because we have the pineapple, being social. Yeah. I think I want to leave off there. Thank you guys so much. Appreciate all the comments. Thank you, Dave, for being honest about where you're at. And making all these lovely comments. Hopefully everybody enjoyed this reading, and let me know if you do watch the movie Brigadoon, and let me know if somebody comes back into your life because of love. Let me also know, like, if somebody's trying to come back because of other things too. Most likely, most people come back for the wrong reasons. I'm going to say that. I've said that before. But I think that we're going to stay positive, and we're going to look at it from the perspective of, if it's real, then you're going to feel like something, you're going to know where you're supposed to go because of somebody else's energy. Let's just put it that way. All right, I'm leaving. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate it so much. And I wish you guys all the best. I send everyone big hugs. Big kisses. And I'll talk to you guys again soon. All right, take care. Bye, guys.